up, everybody? Thank you for watching this video. It means a lot just because it's a new process for me learning with new stuff, welding, fabricating, and so on. Yes, I did chop up a very rare and discontinued 8th gen Civic Si coupe exhaust so I can fit on my Honda Fit. And let me tell you the reason why I did it. It's just because I did have it on a marketplace for almost 2 years. Not a guy had bid on it. The exhaust was originally cost about $700. Actually, I'll say $700, brand new. I even put on the marketplace, Facebook marketplace, for $250 just to get it out of the way, but no bids at all. Especially in Ohio, I didn't get no bids at all. I even tried to put it into some of the groups on Facebook, nothing. So I just kind of left it in, just stored it in the garage for a long period of time. So I figured out what I needed to do to it, and luckily enough, I needed to use it. So, and basically I used it to fit on my Honda Fit. But I also had to buy some other stuff just to get it fitted properly with different angle piping. I need more like a J pipe and a straight pipe, just in case I need just for special angles that this exhaust didn't have available for me. And plus I need to get some new hangers for it, so I got Summit Racing hangers for it. They're about a ½ inch thick, so it's a good beefy design, stainless steel, the whole 9 works. And I just basically modified as much as I could with the time frame. It took me, with this video, it took me about a month or so to cut, weld, fab, cut again, tape up, the whole 9 works. And I'll have some of the video clips showing you from here what I have done to it, just to get a process with the tools, the technique I need to do, and the experience help that I had to help me get this exhaust done as fast as I can before I originally wanted to get this exhaust done before July, but things happen, so now it's August and I still haven't got it done. But when you see this video, I will also have new gaskets for this. Yeah, I'll let you guys know through this the other clips I have on here. So yeah, I already had a pre-cutted, just so you guys let you know. This is already re-cutted and everything, preset and everything that I need to be welded for, hangers and everything. So yeah, I got done with doing that. Now I'm just waiting for the gaskets. And this is just the access piece I picked up. This is actually a Vibrant 8th gen Civic piece of pipe I did not need to use. I could not use because of the angle. So this is basically scrap for later on if I need to use something else. So now let's get to the video. What's up, everybody? I'm not gonna actually teach you how to weld or anything. Just gonna be able to give you a quick not techniques, but some information. If you can't find it online, or you don't have anybody actually help you to TIG weld in a way, I'll just give you some quick basics to understand about setting up your rig for start welding. You definitely need one of these. One thing you don't want to make sure is you always want to have your tungsten sharpened 24/7, and it's ideal because the arc will start staggering everywhere from the tip is not properly sharpened to the point that point gives you the proper arc. Now if you have a cotton tip look to it, that means you need to resharpen it, because if you have a cotton tip style, it'll start spraying different directions like this, widen it, or just flipping the arc around back and forth, and you can't get a proper weld to it to make that pool started. Just kind of, this is it's not like my first time TIG welding. This is My friend Justin helped me to get the proper filler rod, a 1/16 filler rod for a stainless steel base for anything, and I bought this just to give me a practice to start TIGging, and it's very tedious in a way if you make sure you get your pull started. This is not the best anything. I'm just still working at it. There's still a lot I need to learn, definitely. One thing, this is like my very first starting to weld right here. Not really the best at all, and didn't have the TIG welder set properly. It was one, I had it too hot and didn't have the arc set position, and I did not have the pull started properly to get it going, and I was getting very frustrated naturally. So I'll give you like idea what it kind of looks like. Yeah, it's not like really the best, but you can see I have a couple good spots, but this whole thing needed to be clean. Wire brush is definitely a recommended, and acetone. Let me show you for that. 1 second right here. This is what I've been using. I have a different branded version, acetone. Acetone is basically good to help clean the surfaces for any type of oily substance on the metal or some type of sticky substance. Anything that gets any type of debris off, to make sure you have the right arc, pull, and everything set properly. It's not too hot or too cold to get the stalled right. And I think the filler rod I used in this was not hot enough and this is a 3/62 filler rod of a steel version. And this basically, you recommend is clean anything from a wire brush. I can look like a wire brush like this, and to a wheel style wire brush like this. Wire brush. Here's a thick one. Basically, the other one was for stainless steel. It's a stainless steel brush. It's good for just a quick brush anything materials. Like if you're cleaning off with acetone, you're going to have to use like a shop towel or a clean towel, like paper towels or stuff like this. Like a shop towel, What I've been using is this. Because it doesn't fray very easily, and it keeps it intact completely. And here's what I've been using to clean off all the surfaces. This is not, I didn't use, but from the stainless steel, I definitely used it to clean all the surfaces best as I could. I even chamfered the edging to give the nice valley area to get the bead proper when I start welding. And definitely it's recommended when you're starting welding with these supplies. I recommend is get like a heavy duty long shirt like this. This basically I think is made out of wool. Yeah, I think this is 100% cotton, but it's heavy duty. It's from Eastwood. Eastwood product. That's why I'm using Eastwood TIG welder too. That's a TIG 200 digital. And definitely need your thick leather gloves for welding, especially TIG style ones. If you use any type of ones, you can't move the filler rod on your fingers like this very clearly to go back and forth. And let me show you what I mean. Like, you have to kind of move this rod back and forth while you're feeding it into the pool. And if you have the glove is too thick, you can't move your fingers very clearly. Leather, these type of leather gloves is recommended. It's a Tinsman. I have a medium size. It's Tinsman leather gloves for TIGging. So, not much I'm really going to show you from right now, but I can show you I can tell you what the type of settings I've been using. You can see my settings at 60. I've been mostly using between 40 settings all the way down to 40 to 60. It just matters of thickness of the metal that you'll be using. I had a 60 because I was actually using a thick piece of metal like this, so I need to get the pool started enough to get hot, and was not getting hot enough for me for if I'm down at 40. So, and the only reason you should use about a 40 setting is like a 16, 18 roughly gauge to get to the right pull and right hotness to get properly set it. I'll show you it's not really the best like weld job, anything you'll see, but just to give you the baseline, what you need to do is between 40 to roughly a 60. You can probably bump up the 70 for any type of thickness that I recommend. If you're using a thick material like this with a thin like a 16, 18 gauge, I recommend start some between 50 to 70 is your good setting. I would start something smaller, like definitely like a 55 to a 60, just to give you an idea where to set. And you always need to use the pedal to get the right feel where the metal is going to start melting at. And you'll notice like it'll start glowing, and it'll start pulling the hotness, the redness of the pool will start getting bigger and bigger. That means that you're getting way too hot. So you need to back it off, the heat, and let it cool down for a second, and start seeing the pool that you need to start tacking with the filler. Now with the argon, it's recommended is using the 100% argon. This is going to be when you turn it on completely. And you have all these gauges right here. Mine was set about, when I bought it with full gas, it's about 120 to 130 psi of pressure. Now I'm down to like 32 psi left. So it's going to cost me $20 to refill this whole tank up. But you also have to watch out is this. When you start hitting the gas pedal, when you start arcing, you want to see where the settings you want at. This ball, when you hit the pedal, it'll start floating towards the settings where you're going to have. This is like the on and off switch of this, how much feed you're going to put into the flow of argon. So you want to stay between 10 to 20, and I would recommend starting between 15 the most. 15 is the most you really should be at for this type of settings. Definitely need a helmet that can be fully adjusted. I have this from Eastwood, and it's a XL 9300. And I have the settings how I have it. Works really well. So I have it set just to how it shows in the manual. So I'm going off by that just to give you a reference. And here's it's not the best weld, so just give me some credit. I'm doing my best. It's my first time. So this is how I'm welding right now. It's overfilling, so I'm using a lot of filler in it just because I had a lot of gappage. So I had to pull this from here where it should be all the way out here and let the metal melt naturally with the filler. So I had to have the filler, the rod all the way out here while I'm filling it in completely. Now you can see it's not like you're seeing diamonds. You had to have a proper setting in the technique to get it done properly. And don't mess with me with and this is what I was saying when I had about 60 amperage on the TIG welder, and I had to fill it in the best as I can. You'll know that it is fully filled. It won't break or anything. It's solid as it can be, because I only filled it all the way into the cracks and start what I did is I start making a bridge from one corner to the other, and that's how you can see it looks like that. I could fill it in all the way, but I don't want to use so much of my argon and so much of the heat and time that I had to messing with this. So right now it's going to do what I want right now until I find something else I need to do. And actually, like all this welds, it's not my best. I'm still learning, And I will say this is like probably my closest but best right here, what I've done for this. This is just, I'm trying to fill in best I can. And this one I just kind of finished the other day. I still need to grind it down with, not grind down, but brush it down so you can see all this shininess from the chromium that's on it. And I have my hangers on there. So naturally, I made my own little kind of rig to keep, if I wanted to do a butt-to-butt deal like I'm doing this, I put it on this type of rig, and I bought exhaust clamps. So I can clamp it down in place while I can tack it really quick, then let it off completely. Because I only have two hands, so that's basically what I had to do. Yeah. I'm still really working. This is like my third try kind of thing. You can see this is regular steel metal that I bought from, actually this is my uncle's I actually used. You can see there's a lot of heat because there's too much. I have spaced it out, and yeah, I still need a lot of practice, just to say that. And now this is just a really tricky, it's still a very tedious and learning process to actually weld and actually mock things up on your car. So I had to use like clothes hangers to keep, and with a piece of rod to hold the exhaust up naturally. So right now this is dangling just by one hanger here and one right here, and plus it's mounted to the cowl converter. And basically I have it all the way going to be right here. I don't have it mounted because I'm waiting for, I ordered an exhaust gasket for this, and I got a copper gasket. It's a decent size thickness, and I don't recommend using the aluminum foil type of gasket because they disintegrate after a certain amount of time. So right now I had to do some changing for this brake lines because I didn't know where to put these at first. Now I do, so I had to dislocate these and move it towards the back corner instead of front. So I have to wrap this around to the back side and hang it from the back, especially on the other side too. And here's some of the stuff I had to use to cut my exhaust how I need. And here's the old pipe from the vibrant exhaust system. You can see it has a nice like chamfered edge where I can make the weld properly. And here's the couple tools I've been using. All right, here's the cutting material I've been using. It makes a big mess. You can see this is all like fine like sandpaper, sand and stuff like that cuts it. So I've been using this best as I can. You can adjust it angle. Right now I have it 100% straight, so I can just cut it completely straight. Now I've been using also ideas like the little hand side grinder too, so I can grind it, I can cut it, so it has a nice clean edging. And I've been using this though too, so I can clean the edging, make a chamfer edge and all this stuff. So, yeah, that's basically what it's going to require for me, and possibly for you to weld if you actually have more. Possibly if you have more equipment than I do. I'm just going much as I can just to get me going so I can finish this exhaust before August. Right now it's already past August, like the second or third day now. So yeah, I still have to wait to put get the gaskets, put the exhaust back on, fix the brake lines, and the exhaust will be done. And hopefully I can get this on a track before September. If not, it might be next year. Who knows? So I just want to say thank you for watching. And I'm very humble. If you guys can, subscribe to my channel. And you'll probably see this car hopefully on the track. Definitely, hopefully this year. If not, I'm sorry, it's going to be next year. Unless I can move south somewhere. But right now, I'm just going best I can to get this car done as fast as I can with my learning curve I need to do. And my learning curve is it's very time consuming because I have work on my regular job. I have two jobs technically. work this job and I start learning how to weld. So it almost feels like I have 5,000-6,000 jobs at once. So yeah, it's a lot of time consuming to do stuff like this on your own, and barely a lot of hand help that can come help me, only by text my friend, hey, I need some help. What do you think what I should do? It's like, oh, you need to do this, to this, to this. I'm like, okay. It's easy said and done just by texting, but it does help a lot from all these tips I can get, much as I could. It does help just by what to buy, what to have, what tools I need to use, and in my time frame I need to practice on, and not going so fast of trying to weld. And the time frame trying to weld to TIG weld per bead kind of thing, it can be time consuming because you can't like literally do a whole thing at once, like you're welding the whole pipe at once. You have to do sections, like half inch to 1 inch sections each corner, not like 1/3 there. So it starts deforming after time. So you have to go one here, like you're doing a star pattern, like on a wheel. So one here, one here, one here, one here. That's basically where you need to set them. After you let it cool down for a little bit, so you start attacking the other places that needs to be filled in. So that give you a reference what to do. And that's going to wrap it up for this video for you guys. And I know it's not the best video that you'll probably ever see right now. It's very frustrating type of process to make a channel, make a video like this and have you guys follow. So if you guys subscribe, it means a lot, and I hope I see you guys soon on the tracks and car events. So peace out and follow my journey. I know I'm looking at myself through the I usually think the camera's over here, but the camera's over there. So bye.